Ahoy! Today we're reading Hattie's Big Hatventures, Hattie Goes to the Beach by Matty Matthew, illustrated by Cheryl Crouthamel. Today was going to be the perfect day. Hattie and Grandma were going to the beach. Before leaving for Grandma's house, Mom rattled off her checklist. Sunscreen, towel, swimsuit, bucket, sandwich. Check, 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 and check, Hattie responded. Finally, they were off. It was a beautiful morning. The sun was shining, the birds were chirping, and there was not a cloud in the sky. Hattie was already daydreaming about the fun day ahead. Then, seemingly all at once, the sun stopped shining, the birds stopped chirping, and there were many clouds in the sky. "Oh no," Hattie cried. "Mom, is it supposed to—" Before Hattie could finish her question, there was a loud boom of thunder and a sudden downpour of rain. "Let's go, Hattie," said Mom as they made a dash for the door. "Why, hello, you two," said Grandma. Her smile was filled with so much joy, Hattie wasn't even sure if she knew it was raining. "Can you believe this weather, Hattie? It was a gorgeous morning just a few minutes ago." "Oh, I know, Grandma," Hattie said, feeling disappointed. "The day is ruined." "Nonsense," replied Grandma. "We're not going to let a little rain ruin our fun. It's still the perfect day, and it's just the beginning." Hattie went into the living room and sat in Grandma's big chair. She let her mind drift as cartoons played on the television. "Well, I won't be needing this," Hattie huffed, tossing the beach checklist. "How about we play a game?" suggested Grandma. "Can we play this game in the water?" Hattie asked. "Perhaps we build a fort," nudged Grandma. "Can we build the fort out of sand?" Hattie asked. "You must be hungry. How about some lunch?" offered Grandma. "Can we eat lunch on the—" "Well," said Grandma with a twinkle in her eye, "if you want to go to the beach that badly, then come along." Curious, Hattie followed Grandma down the hallway into her bedroom. "Seems far from the beach," Hattie muttered. Grandma walked over to the big chest at the end of the bed and propped it open. "Your grandpa and I traveled to many exciting places over the years. On every trip, we collected some sort of hat to remember the experience and our time together. When I find myself feeling down, maybe something didn't turn out as planned, like rain on a beach day, I pick out a hat and put it on. And before I know it, I'm no longer thinking about what had me bothered. Remember, life is filled with many highs and many lows. It's easy to be happy when times are high, but how you act when times are low is up for you to decide." Grandma ran her hand along the hats. There were hats of every shape, size, and color. "I remember this one," she laughed. "Now then, go ahead and play. Pick a hat, any hat. I suspect you'll feel much better after." Grandma gave Hattie a big hug and winked as she closed the door. "Whoa!" Hattie exclaimed. She dove into the big chest, picking up one hat after the other. Out of all the hats, one in particular stood out. A sun hat, perfect for the beach! "If I can't go to the beach, I'm bringing the beach to me." Suddenly, Hattie felt a rush of warm air blow across her face and silky sand between her toes. She heard ocean waves and seagulls squawking. "I'm at the beach!" Hattie shouted as she ran into the water. She splished and splashed. She swam out far, but not too far, and let the waves push her gently back to shore. She walked up and down the beach, collecting the most magnificent seashells. She built a sandcastle fit for a king and queen. The sandcastle was nearly as tall as Hattie. "I'll call it the Sandy Palace," Hattie said with a cheer. "This castle building has me pretty hungry," Hattie said, remembering her sandwich. As she sat down to take her first bite, a seagull swooped in and snatched the half from her hand. Lunch for two, I suppose, Hattie said with a laugh. She took a bite from the other half and enjoyed lunch on the beach with the seagull. Soon the seagull's hungry friends wanted a taste too. Hattie, Hattie, squawked the familiar voice. Grandma? Hattie asked. Grandma's voice grew clearer. Hattie, your mom is here. It's time to go. The Hatventure was coming to an end. Be right there, Hattie yelled. Hattie made one last splish, one last splash, and one last stop to admire the sandy palace. Then she took off her sun hat, and Hattie was back in Grandma's room. She tidied up the big chest and ran out to meet Mom. I know it wasn't a day at the beach, but were you able to have some fun? Asked Mom. A little rain can't keep me down, Hattie chimed. Thanks for the perfect day, Grandma. Well, said Mom, it's a good thing the sunshine didn't come back. You left the sunscreen in the car. You're right, Mom, good thing, Hattie said with a big smile and a wink. You never know what hat Hattie will put on next. Be on the lookout for the next Hatventure. Thanks for reading with me. See you next time.